Hey, Aries, good to see you. It's Heather with Woke.Ones.Revolution. Welcome back. How are you guys doing? I've definitely missed being here. I definitely have. But we've got so much going on, and I just wanted to go on and throw down some tarot and talk about some astrology. Definitely want to thank you for coming back and for all your support over the time that I've been away. Definitely been dealing with a whole lot myself as an Aries rising, and if you know, you know, right? But anyways, yeah, I'm jumping in here because look, we got September's coming up right around the corner, and I figured I'd just jump on and get on ahead of it. We are going to be entering eclipse season, my Aries. So this is going on. We're going to have a couple of them in September. It's going to be some pretty powerful stuff for us. So buckle up, hang with me, and let's get rolling. All right. If you're not already, if you like my content, please be sure to hit that like button. Go ahead and share it with your friends, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Miriam and I are very happy to have you here in our community. But yeah, let's get rolling. So yeah, it's eclipse season. September the 7th, we have a Pisces lunar eclipse. It's going to be happening at 15 degrees Pisces. On the 21st, we have a Virgo solar eclipse happening at 29 Virgo. So with this, it's happening in your 12th and 6th houses. So the what we can expect. I mean, so the Pisces lunar eclipse that's happening at 15 degrees, it's coupled up with the North Node. And the the other eclipse at the end of the month is happening with the South Node. And remember, the North Node is where we're supposed to be heading, which in Pisces is very spiritually driven. It's very selfless. It has to do with collective energies and healing. So with that, with the eclipse happening, it's going to be closing some doors that have been holding you back, draining you, keeping you distracted. But it's for good reason. When the solar eclipse happens, it's going to open up new pathways. That have been demanding your focus that you haven't been able to focus on. All of a sudden, that discipline and alignments going to be prime for you to kind of step up and step into your next role. So and align with your purpose. So moving forward here, I did want to talk a little more about the 12th house and the first lunar eclipse that we're dealing with. So for us Aries risings, the eclipse is going to activate the 12th house, right? So that's the house of solitude, hidden patterns, your subconscious fears, and your spiritual release, your spirituality. You may notice that things are changing within your psyche and your subconscious. You may notice that old blocks are dissolving all of a sudden. You're having an easier time breaking addictions or letting go of things that secretly drain your energy. And if you haven't already broken those kind of habits and things, maybe this is the time period to where emotionally you just know it's time. It's going to come to light and you're not going to be able to miss it. So 12th house is also self-sabotage. I have to bring this up. It is a time for inner reflection, rest, healing, um, you know, taking a big look in that mirror and confronting any of the inner shadows that you've been avoiding. Very much cannot be spiritually bypassing during this time. Otherwise, it will definitely blow up in your face in a way that you're definitely not going to want. I was looking and I'm like, you know what? I want to do something a little different with these ones. I did want to talk to you guys about the Sabian and Chandra degrees. So remember, we always round up a degree. And I was looking at different interpretations, and let's go ahead and cover those. So Dane Rujar, who's like the master of Sabian symbols. I may exaggerate, but he's old school. He's definitely OG in that field. But it's he cites it as in the quiet of his study, a creative individual experiences a flow of inspiration. Very fitting for the 12th house, right? And James Burgess quotes it, cites 16 Pisces of inspiration, finding grace and stillness, connecting the here and now with the eternal. Now here's one that's more a little shadowy, but I do love to look up the Chandra symbol from Elias Lonsdale, Inside Degrees. This one's a little wordy, so hang in here with me. It's So Elias cites 16 Pisces as a peaceful child on a narrow ledge that overlooks a precipice. Fate has set the pattern. You're held fast by fate. Yet inwardly, you're so deeply and fundamentally free that you are actually submitting to your fate from a true and pure place. The inner life is boundlessly rich. The outer life is starkingly poor. But you live within. Make good on the past. Cleanse and open, and know that nothing is as it seems, and form is tissue thin. Always enjoy those. So, I mean, ultimately, the eclipse going to invite Aries to step away from all that outer noise and then kind of go within, step into that inner silence. What ends now is probably going to feel pretty inevitable or fated, but it's liberating you. It's liberating your spirit. Like the child on the ledge, you may actually feel constrained in your outer life, but within you lies an infinite space to dream, imagine, heal, flow, all the things. Inspiration flows in solitude if you just give yourself permission to rest. You'll find that the stillness can help you reconnect to that timeless wisdom that the busy world keeps you from focusing or paying attention to. So, and again, it gives you a chance to release patterns of self sabotage and actually like embrace a spiritual practice that restores clarity. Um, I know that was wordy, as intended. Heather does what a Heather wants to do, and this is what I felt compelled to do. So we shall. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at on the Pisces lunar eclipse on September the 7th. So mark your calendars. I know most calendars are already marked with the moon cycles, but there you go. That's where it's important to you. And so let's move on and talk about the Virgo solar eclipse in the sixth house. Okay, that's going to be on September the 21st, and it's happening at 29 degrees, and it's happening in your sixth house. So, Aries, this is going to light up your your daily stuff, right? So daily habits, your rituals. This is work. This is your work, career, your health, pets, your service to others, and this is actually a solar eclipse is going to give you a fresh start in how you're going to approach those responsibilities and those seemingly mundane routines. New rituals are going to be highly fruitful now. So, um, and sharpening your systems can bring order and new life into projects that you've been working on. Maybe even, and I'm getting the thought about just maybe even new sleeping habits, seeing as it's the Virgo Pisces axis, regardless. Um, so let's look at the blended interpretation for Virgo in the sixth house. So the Sabian symbols for those, here, let me grab them real quick here. Got to go back up to this. And I want you to take those bits of information down. So if you are, if you like me, if most of you keep track of your chart and where these placements are, look at what degree, if you have any planets or points near these degrees, and like I see if you have anything close to them because you'll definitely be impacted if so. But look specifically at these degrees that I'm reading and see where they fall in your house. Okay, so the Sabian, let's see. Sorry, got to get this pulled back up. Well, it's not going to cooperate. We'll have to go with the one. But like looking at the actual Sabian symbol, I'm not going to cut you guys short. So just bear with me. I'll get you. So we're going to look at Virgo and round up to 30. Okay, so Dane Rujar cites 30 degrees Virgo as totally intent upon completing an immediate task. A man is deaf to any allurement. And James Burgess cites it as a false call, unheard in attention to immediate service. So, again, that penetrative concentration of attention. And if we go ahead and look at the Chandra degree for 30 Virgo, it is cited as supersensible beings manifesting through geometric forms. Wow. This one is pretty wordy, but worth the read. So I'm gonna read it. Why not? Sacred geometry inscribes the pattern of the world going through its great shifts, its quantum leaps. If you learn to stand back and be within the greater archetypal motions, you find yourself being placed in perfect strategic positions and exquisitely rightful initiations and assignments. The transparency of things is superlative to behold. You are called to serve to the highest, to respect and honor all manifestations, to be there for everybody. That service thing, right? Interior steadfast and impeccability. I can't even talk today. Ah, it's like impeccable. Knowing the law, knowing the code, knowing the way. Magnificent in applying vaster awareness to life's particular detailed variations on the theme of how everything fits together perfectly and is woven by divine design. The fine-tuned sensibility of the master craftsman, particularly adept in staying modest, unadorned, and straight on. It's the exemplar of the way, and it's done when you know who you are and how the things are around here. And when you see it coming through in every jeweled detail, with every jeweled detail, with little lost in the translation. I know I kind of worded that all wrong. I apologize. Um, but you catch the gist. Virgo's ruled by Mercury. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. If you think Mercury which is thinking, the thought process, the mind, communication, and Pisces, Neptune being the spiritual realm. It really does uh, bring that to light. But for this solar eclipse that we're having at 29 Virgo, that's happening in your sixth house, So again, like I said, it's going to be your work habits, your daily habits. If you kind of just blend all the Sabians together with the Chandras, it basically emphasizes total focus on the task at hand, right? Shutting down all the distractions and ignoring all the false calls, false calls being, Pisces. It can also be delusion, delusion, illusion, um, avoidance. So for you guys, Aries, this means, grounding that fiery nature and to go, to actually put it into discipline, get grounded a bit, choose one health practice, one new daily habit, or a new service project that you're wanting to fully commit to. And simplify things a bit. That South Node in Virgo, you really want to stop with the overkill of all the details and perfection that Virgo can have you really, really going for. So simplify your workflow, your workday, and you know what? As always, and we always put our heart into everything, but dedicate yourself wholeheartedly. And, once you're aligning the health aspect and, your new routines, it'll propel you into lasting like long-term fulfillment, and you'll actually reap some rewards out of the work that you're putting in. And I mean, that's an exciting thing for sure. I hope that kind of helps to understand like the eclipse season in September and what you're going to be dealing with, Aries. Let's go ahead and we're going to move forward and get going, and we'll throw down some tarot. How about that? All right. So, yeah, I got my little setup back here. This kind of was focusing on the eclipses, which is why I also have the Sun, Virgo, Pisces, Moon, and then Aries up top where you should be. But yeah, I just want to throw down a little bit of tarot. I'm not going to go full-fledged because I still have all the rest of the signs to go through. And yeah, so let's see what Spirit is wanting to bring in message wise for my Aries and my Aries rising for September 2025 for eclipse season. What is it that Aries needs to know? Oh, that's it. Okay, we'll get moving. And yes, I am gonna also got out some oracles. We'll do some oracles. So I'm only gonna lay down a few cards and we'll see what pops. Coming out of the gate, we got the Seven of Wands. And that's fueled with the underside of the deck being the Ace of Wands. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's how you're coming into it. And it's trying to feed me a story here. September 2025 for Aries, please. It's throwing me the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, some Chariot energy. Okay, show me outside influences. Well, there you go. Ooh, I think I had a card flip upside down in there. Man, all kinds of fire. Aries, we're going to have a hard time setting that fire down. You're going to notice it feels like, I don't even have to say it since, but I am going to because I know it's important. Gemini is been woken up by Uranus going into Gemini, which is all about, you know, unexpected, expect the unexpected in with Uranus and Gemini. People are going to say things. Writing is going to be another writing, communicating. Man, what a beautiful spread. We got temperance, but it's how do I say this? Mars is in Libra, which is our ruling sign as a Aries, and with Mars being in Libra, it's it's not comfortable there, right? It's it's at home all the way across the board in Aries, right? So Libra is our opposite, and so it's not very comfortable in Libra, but it can be very productive if you want to be diplomatic, and that's something good that it's going to bring you. The overall energy that I got underneath it is the Ten of Swords for the spread that I have for us. um, yeah, that's beautiful. Letting go of some stress, anxiety, worry. I know that Aries, we've been going through so many changes in all aspects of our lives. And that's another reason I bet you guys are sitting there going, oh gosh, it's eclipse season again. Yes, you know what? But we already had our eclipse season. So for the most part, all the big, tower moments should be out of the way for a while. And, Aries makes a nice sextile over to the Gemini, and Uranus. So that's good stuff. But I mean, with that, I see you coming in just sitting in your zen, not letting not letting competition worry you. If you're anything like me, you've kind of sat back and in your little bubble and, finding your peace because things have been so, so, so busy. Not that they haven't still been busy, but the blow-ups, the blowouts, I think in September, I think this transition with this eclipse season is going to be a lot smoother on you, especially if you can go ahead and let go of any sort of addiction issues that you may be having, spiritual bypassing, escapism. The lunar eclipse, if you're dealing with some emotional manipulation, it's time to let that shit go. It really is. The Virgo eclipse, it's talking all about work, right? Outside influences, when I asked about that, it's pulling in as the Eight of Pentacles. So slow growth, it may be slow growth, but the seeds that you plant now, that what you're willing to let go of, will open up new opportunities for you. But utilize this energy to create. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater just because the South Node is in Virgo. Virgo knows how to get stuff done, but I mean, in this picture, I do see it's almost like hoarding. Like I just got the visualization of hoarding there and the need to have everything perfect. That need needs to just go, one step at a time. The pentacles, they build slow, but this talks about sitting within, going deep within yourself and finding out what you need to make your day most productive, your next project, what do you need to fulfill your soul and your spiritual calling, and what is it that you need to let go of with that Page of Cups in reverse. um, with it, I mean, the energy you're rolling out with is the Queen of Wands, which is beautifully inspiring, and full of life and idea, like creativity. You're still on fire, and obviously we're in, we're you know we're moving into the fall months soon, so things are going to be slowing down. So maybe just tame down the fire a little bit, have fun, do some creating. Don't forget to stay grounded. It's kind of funny, like I'm looking at both of these pictures, and they're sitting in meditative pose, right? Maybe it's talking about the repose that we need to be sitting in. Temperance. Sag, more fire, more fire. It's just talking about, grounding, letting that divine light come in. You see the angel wings in the background, but let spirit. I mean, there's so much spirit in this spread. I love that for you, Aries. Looks like it's going to be a time where you're going to be able to release some of the angst and BS that's been driving you crazy. Make sure, like with this here, make sure that you're not spouting off with too much arrogance. And I know that sounds weird for this, but this card reminds me of like gaslighting or avoiding uh, avoiding accountability, spiritual bypassing, all the things. So just don't be petty about it. Don't be short. Um, Work on, focusing on the spiritual side of things. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pull one from Sacred Oracles Rebel deck. This is one of my first Oracle decks. I don't like how shiny it is, but the deck is beautiful. So I'm going to see what Oracle has today for Aries for September 2025. Eclipse season for Aries. What advice? It's spiking right now. That was the last shuffle I need. All right, what do we got here for Aries? I just need one card. That's all I will take. Sticky cards tend to really stick together. Slick cards. I prefer the matte ones, but I have a few more decks coming, but they're a little different. I think I got an Oracle deck and I got a couple of little of the mini. I got a mini set of light seers for both myself and Miriam for clarifiers because those are nice rather than so you can work in a little location rather than not being able to see the cards that you were trying to clarify in the first place by covering them with a bunch of others. Man, I can't seem to get a pull. Let's go again, please. Just one. There's it. Thank you. Energy underneath. The need to have faith in the process. Okay. Trust. Have faith. Ooh. This one I have conscious connections. Number 35, which is also an 8. Okay. So set that right there for a second, and I'm going to go ahead and read. 35, conscious connections. And really, it is a point where you need to be making some conscious connections. Really getting to the bottom of what's been holding you back from moving forward on all these ideas and projects and new opportunities that you have coming your way. Um, I know you know what you want and you're going after it. Just have to be practical about it. You've got the fire, you've got the drive, but don't let it be like a match that burns out real quick, right? You got to consciously figure out how, with that Virgo solar eclipse, or Pisces lunar eclipse, really, what do you need to release? What do you need to let go of to be more productive and to actually bring all this inspiration out and make something fruitful of it with that solar eclipse? So, conscious connections. There's a call for more intimacy in your immediate relationships. There is an opening for heart to heart communication that can salvage and restore a broken relationship or friendship if you're willing to honor your differences and look to actually what unites you. Sometimes it's hard to bear the differences between one another, you know? One person may be willing to live life in high definition, whilst the other may prefer to live it more vicariously until they've had the confidence to step up onto the center stage of their own life story, right? We're not here to judge each other, just to love, to be loved, and to let go of those that cannot accept us as we open up to those who can. Whoa, gorgeous and fitting, so fitting for Aries. This oracle brings guidance for you to trust in the sanctity of the connections in your life. If you have to, if you have asked to experience a more sacred connection with people who truly get you and want to play life with you rather than at odds or against you, then this oracle is confirmation that this manifestation is on its way to you now. It may or may not be obvious at first, but kindred spirits are going to be entering your life to help you connect with your deeper feelings and creativity. They will give wings to your inspirational ideas and big dreams. Love it. If you've been asking for healing in your current friendships or immediate relationships, know that this can happen through your willingness to express your true feelings and allow the situation to either fall apart or come together according to the greater workings of life. Sometimes, whew, sometimes webs that have joined people together are broken, and that is appropriate as people may outgrow what they once held together, what once held them together. Sometimes the ties that bind us together are so strong that they're able to withstand a great deal of pressure and still remain intact. The webs of connection between us will sever or sustain. Based on the higher wisdom of life itself, either way, healing happens, the resolution of our feelings, and once again, we are once again able to feel free, forgive, and be ready to move on to the next stage of relating with each other. Ooh, or even with a person who has been in connection with us for a long time or with someone new. This oracle asks you to remain open to healing connections and allow people to be close to you. Trust in the process that draws people in and out of your life. Resist nothing and seek wisdom in all. Man, that was spot on, Doc, for sure. Spot on. Talking about releasing toxic people, patterns, behaviors, tendencies. I just got thrown that Sag energy, ideas, your belief systems. Is something out of whack and doesn't belong there anymore, Aries? That's going to be a question that is going to be more than apparent in September during eclipse season. So trust it. Trust it, even if it's uncomfortable. People fall away, yes, so that new ones can come in. Not everybody's ready to be where you're at or meant to be where you're at. So, again, the underside of that energy, have faith in the process. You know, Pray on it. Pray on it. All right. One more. We're going to go ahead and pull out of the Shaman's Dream Oracle. This is such a gorgeous deck. And immediately I got a pop. Ready to talk. Deep Diver. Diving into a task. Card 10. All right. Place that right there. Underside of the energy to consider is the wall. Obstacles. Man, on point, on point. All right, let's go. What did I do with my book? Here it is. We're going to go ahead and read Deep Diver. Diving into a task. Card number 10. Embracing risk. Diving into a task. New discoveries. It's easy to play in the shallows where the waters are clear and you can see all that glitters by your feet. Anyone can venture there. There's a little risk, nothing to discover, no dark secret, nothing that you can't already perceive. The treasure has long been picked away, replaced by a gentle certainty. In the shallow river is safety and no surprises. But that's not who's calling you now. The deep diver invites you to take the plunge with him. You can't see the bottom, but you must swim to the dark depths to find the mystery that eludes you now. He knows where the pearls lie underneath the ancient sands. You're called to look beyond the surface of things for your answer. Let your intuition propel you into the water, allowing your memories to swirl around and your emotions to well up as you face the unknown. Your curiosity will be your greatest guide. You'll surely discover something wondrous to bring back to everyone who's waiting by the shore. But only you will truly know the value of your discovery. Are you willing to do the work, dive in, make the commitment to see it through? And Aries, you will be amazed. That's what I got. That is what I have. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little insight sesh. And definitely come back to join me. And yeah, in the meantime, hey guys, don't forget to, like I said, don't forget to know that it's okay to let go. It's okay to let go of what's no longer serving you and step into your dream. And there's Iris's little face poking through. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Iris. She, I think she's got to go potty, so it's probably time for me to go let her out. But anyways, yeah, you know what? Release what no longer serves you so that you can step into your new. And by all means, please feel free to check out the channel description if you want to get a reading with myself or Miriam. We have a pretty cool deal that is actually where both of us will do a reading for you as a shared reading. You'd get both of us for I believe 75 minutes is what we have it at. But yeah, love you, Aries. Be sure to come back for more, and always, as always, keep shining your light. Love you. Bye.